and welcome to Dungeon Scrollers Presents Fearful Symmetry. I'm your DM, Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Books of the Usurper and the Brimstone Angels saga. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be the DM tonight. It's been a month, y'all. So bear with us. We are getting our feedback under us and returning to our game, which we left at high intensity. Which we'll go over later. But before we get into introducing our cast, I want to stop for a second and say thank you to all our subscribers. We really appreciate the care you show us. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble with my words. And your donation, your gifts help us make cool content like this show. So we really appreciate you for subscribing. It's been a while, sorry.
It's been a month, a much needed month. And we're back now.
Well, you don't do Idle Champions anymore. I'm like, I come
That's
after
true.
Idle Champions. I'm Rhiannon Held. I write the Silver series as Rhiannon Held and Space Opera as RZ Held, the Amsterdam Institute series. And I have two dice partners to tell you about. Norse Foundry specializes in metal dice. When you roll them, it feels like you're skillfully smashing the rigid armor of the monster horde. You can find their dice and accessories at norsefoundry.com. Phoenix Dice is named for the creature that rises from the ashes because they use all recycled materials. You can find their dice and accessories at phoenixdice.com.
Yo, what's up, everybody? First, I want to give a shout out to Original Angston. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. We really appreciate you and all the support you've shown us over the years. My name is Yang Yang Wang, and I play Stong Makguk, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe. And I am way too good of a mood to be playing an angry, sad Stong, but I guess that's all part of the roleplay, right?
Is that me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It has been a month. And hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Kraban Gleer, the arcane trickster and diviner who you know by his stage name of Sturge. I'm eating licorice, so if I have black things all over my teeth, that's why. I write epic fantasy and sword and sorcery. Right now, my first novel, The Jack of Souls, is free on Amazon. In it, you'll find immortal horses, their tyrannical riders, a cursed rogue who dabbles in forbidden magic to make it all stop, and more. My current writing project is a D&D campaign called The Affairs of Wizards, currently in playtest, but soon to be a campaign on this channel.
I really want that note about the licorice to be at the back of like every book for you of author notes. Hi, I'm Trevor Bettis. I'm the writer of Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and I will be playing Florin Morn, who's 100% a warlock. And you know what? Since I write Idle Champions, why don't I tell you a bit about them? Because they sponsor the things that we're doing here. Words are hard tonight, okay? They are our enemy. They're not the dice. It is the words. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a formation strategy video game with all of your favorite Dungeons and Dragons heroes, as well as a bunch of awesome characters from different streams and video games and books and everything like that. We even got the Baldur's Gate 3 people in there. I don't know how we did that. That's really cool. Right now, speaking of those characters, the Midwinter event is going on, and you can go download the game for free, go to the Midwinter event, and pick up Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. She does not swear as much because we have a T rating, but I got as much as I could. And you can download that on PlayStation, on Xbox, on PC, though, which is Steam and Epic, iPhone and Android. So go ahead and check that out now and have some fun playing some D&D. And you can get a code. Type in XLAM code. You can do that in this chat, right? Yeah, you can do that. Put that in there, or it's the code that Yang Yang's pointing at. You can get a free chest. You can get some cool stuff with some text that I wrote.
Cool. Hey, just as a point of interest, perhaps, for our viewers, I just got in Baldur's Gate 3 to Karlach.
Hey!
Yep.
Good timing.
Weirdly, she's got half the hit points of everybody else in my group, so I'm not sure I want to bring her along. But she's pretty cool looking.
You got a beefy group.
Yeah, beefy group.
All beefcakes. All right.
Guess so.
All right, class, who wants to tell me where we were? No, I'll do it.
Um,
I'll do it because we already have established we forgot about it. So.
Psych.
So, when last we met, you guys had tangled with the demon lord Pale Knight. She appeared after you contacted Glasia, to tell her what is going on with this weird plane you found yourself in. She gave Stong to some kind of strange gift, and Pale Knight showed up, not happy about it. You fought her mostly because Stong's shadow, Stong number 1, charged in with his giant friends and was immediately killed by the demon lord. You guys held your own for a bit longer, but Florin did drop and Sturge was imprisoned, leading Lorcan to grab your teleport safety ripcord and yank you all back to the tower, including Stong number 1's dead body. You had an argument about whether or not to use the Tablet of Reawakening, Artemisia wanting to save it for future need of your group, and Stong wanting to use it now.
Yeah.
And this led Stong to tap into the gift that Glasia gave him and allowed him to resurrect his shadow, but at the cost of some of his own life. You also learned from Ilya that the Syracist, who you pulled from Florin's shadow's clutches, who gave you a lot of the information about the Rising Prince, the demon lord that this plane is potentially gestating in a metaphysical sense, has escaped. So you are down one lead. You are up 1 shadow because Stong number 1 is back. You have a rift in your party, and one of you is imprisoned in a strange labyrinth that you need to long rest before you can get him out of. Sound about right?
so one of us has the tooth baby thing.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Artemisia was cursed by the aura of madness of the staple demons, the Droudnu of Pale Knight. So once again, something seems to be growing inside her. She's pretty sure. Okay, so we are back in the tower in the sort of aftermath of Stong and Artemisia's argument. Stong, where are you? Did you stay put with Stong number 1? Did you stomp off? What's up?
So Stong A decided to go with Stong number 1 into his room where he's helping like make him comfortable, and he's helping him like recover his health right now. So I think he's cooked up some snails, like maybe some snail stew, which is a specialty of the Makuk tribe, and he's now like slowly like spooning a bit of it up and then like blowing on it if it's too hot, testing it a little bit and blowing it a little more, and then like, you know, making that here's the airplane, you know, to feed Stong number 1.
And remind me, when you do that resurrection, you're pretty weak after for a while, right? Because Stong has been through
yes.
this. So
Yeah.
you definitely remember what it feels like to come back from death and just not be able to do anything.
Yeah, I can't remember the specifics, like mechanics wise, but definitely like it takes a toll. So he's very weak right now. He's not up to his full potential. And I think like from the resurrection, it took off like 10 permanent hit points from Stong A. So you see like a lock of his hair now is like permanently like gray, and there's like a spot like on the back of his neck that's just like shriveled. Like the skin around it, you know, is very like scarred, and you could see like the muscle and very strong, but like that one spot is just shriveled.
So Stong A is sort of like trying to eat the snails. It is dribbling down his chin, which it might be anyway. Fire snails, my memory says, are very juicy. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
It is
Full of all the juice.
not a tidy food. He's like, I've got to get back to Mirabelle.
Hey, all in due time. I don't think you're strong enough to do that right now if there's any of those monsters still there. Just lean back, rest, and recuperate. We'll take care of Mirabelle and that town.
Well, but it's my job. I have to be there.
Hey, It's our job
They're
now,
my
buddy.
friends. Ugh. He doesn't seem to want to sort of give you this. But at the same time, he cannot get up right now.
You know, it does nobody any good if you just get up and go back there and just get axed again, you know?
Somebody's got to do it.
Well, somebody else is going to do it this time. You can trust me, because I'm you.
That's true. You are me, and I am you, and you would do what I would do.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I would do what you do.
So about that. Boy, you know, I'm so happy that you're alive.
Me
but
too.
I'm so bad at Artemisia. Do you...
Because
Well, she didn't want to bring you back from the dead. At least not immediately.
well, I'm sure she had reasons. I can take it.
I mean, I always thought that she would find as much value in protecting life and protecting people as I did. Especially when it was, I mean, us. But you feel okay with it?
Well, I mean, if somebody else needed it more, I would understand.
I mean,
And,
nobody else did. You were the only one that was down, which is weird. But I guess technically I was the only one down for a really long time, so tracks.
Well, yeah, we can take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're always jumping in front of things, right? Because that's what I would do.
Yeah,
Me and
absolutely.
friends, I'm sure they have many wonderful qualities, but they're kind of fragile.
They are.
So maybe she thought I could handle it.
I mean, we
Or
can
maybe-
handle it. I mean, until we couldn't.
Yeah, that's
Like-
true.
You were dead.
I was not helping anybody.
So,
It's hard to be a good friend when you're dead.
and I thought it's hard to be, I mean, you know, I thought she was a good friend. And a good friend would bring you back. But if you feel like it's okay,
Well, I don't know her very well. I don't know her like I know you. But I also wonder, you told me this place is, well, that your world makes this place, right?
as far as I understand it. But that's just what I've been told.
Did you meet her other self? Was
We
she just
did.
as great?
She was great in her own way, but I think I prefer my Artemisia.
Well, that's one point in favor of her not being a dingle dangle.
That's true. She could be more of a dingle dangle.
It's all very complicated. I mean, I did what I always do. I did the thing I do to solve problems. It didn't end like I wanted it to. But I wasn't thinking that far ahead, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, we never do. We just do
No.
whatever's necessary with what's in front of us, right?
Yeah, somebody's got to.
So the thing that kind of bugs me about it all is, did you have an encounter with the elves when you were a teenager like I did? Out in the woods after first leaving the Macguck tribe?
You're gonna have to remind me if we decided this happened or not.
I mean, it happened to Stong. It doesn't have to happen to
Does.
Stong A or
Tribe
Stong
suddenly
1.
can't remember where Stong A splits off. If Stong A splits off. Yeah, we'll say yeah. Yeah.
And this whole thing still doesn't bother you, huh? Well-
I mean, I guess it bothers me some. Nobody else needed it. Why not me?
Yeah.
But maybe I insulted her somehow. Or I don't know.
I hadn't thought of that. I mean, yeah, maybe she was mad at you for something. You know, is it
This is
always
the stuff
so?
I'm the best at.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like I really need to talk to her, but like, it's surprisingly scary.
I don't blame you. She seems like I saw her do the thing.
Yeah,
Stars.
it's really cool. But I suppose if she were angry at me, it'd be really scary. Well, thanks for the talk, Stong One.
I wish I could be more helpful.
No,
It's all very confusing.
you've given me enough food for thought. So all I can offer you is this food in exchange. And he like shoves the bowl into
Just,
Stong One's hands.
Trying to drink it out of the bowl. Like, oh, my arms are tired. I might need to sleep some more.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see about.
Oh,
Hmm?
feel like I should mention something. The last thing I remember before it's all sort of misty shadows and then I'm back here was that lady reaching for her veil and then wham, that was it. I think that might have been what killed me. Whether that means she's got some kind of like fireball face or an ice blast face.
We didn't see fire. We didn't see ice.
Well, that part I don't know about. But don't let her take her veil off. I'm thinking it's good advice if you're gonna go back there and clean things up for me.
Do you remember making eye contact with her? Did you see any of her face at all?
Well, it kind of blurs. It's like my brain melted.
Oh. Well,
Kind of remember the sight. Nope, I don't want to think about it.
well, thanks for.
Just keep it on. Just keep it on. It's the better plan. Maybe if you see her again, should bring an extra hat, a big one, pull down over the top.
Yeah, we'll prepare a bunch of bags to animate onto top of her head in case we fight her again.
That's good thinking.
Thanks for that tip. Well, you rest well now.
Okay. You gotta pull something up.
Stong is going to open the door quietly, gently close it behind him. He's going to cast invisibility on himself because he still doesn't really want to talk to Artemisia yet. He's like trying to get his courage up to do it. But he's also worried about Sturge.
That is fair. Okay, Artemisia. Post argument. What did you do?
I think she's gonna.
You've just right before this. You've healed Florin. Stong has dragged Stong A off. I guess Ilya and Ferris are standing there. Although you could just be like, not now.
She's gonna probably sort of like run off like she has to get outside. But once she gets like outdoors, she's gonna sort of like waver and sort of do the thing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna look, and sort of like physically be clearly not sure what direction or where she wants to go or what she wants to do.
Florin is going to have followed her.
Okay. So you come out of the tower to the overgrown gardens, and there's Artemisia at loose ends. The sun is set. It is dark here. The moon is up. Shadows are long.
Yeah, I think Florin gets out there and then immediately goes, "Oh, I did not make a plan for this." I think from a distance he's gonna say, "Hey, I know I'm probably not the best person you want to talk to right now, but I think you need to talk. Do you want to talk?"
She's gonna turn around and she's gonna get this sort of look like I've made a plan and it is the best plan. It is a terrible plan, but like that's making her feel better. So she's gonna like stride over to him and be like, "No, I need to talk to you, because I think I've got it worked out. I figured out,
Okay.
because you know, Stong, I can he won't want me around, and the baby, you're right, it isn't yours. I'm sure of that. It's something with Pale Knight, and it's going to be a demon baby, and you guys don't want to be around when it is born. So I think I should stay here, well, not in the tower, but in the city, while you go after the last key, just because I would be dangerous."
I didn't think I could get blindsided with the baby thing twice in the amount of days, but I have been. That's not what I thought you were gonna want to talk about.
um I I stabbed you, and and I didn't want to, but I did want to in that moment. She made me, but I did it, and I hurt you, and she's like fighting back tears, and
Florin's just gonna walk
you
up
were
and hug
dead.
her.
She's gonna like cling on to him. Don't be dead.
He's gonna say, "I'm not dead. A lot of stuff just happened, and you are well, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're cursed. So like your brain's gonna be all weird. But is I think you and Stong need to talk. I am here to support you in any way I can. I know we are rocky right now, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about you. And considering your other friend is currently trapped in a disc, I guess, I'm here for you if you need the support."
Well, you could have died, and what if that happens again, and then we don't have the tablet, and I can't decide between you and but
Is that what this is about? Is if I had died? Is that why you didn't want to use it on Stong?
yeah, but they were my friends first before I met you, so maybe he's right. Maybe I should prioritize my friends.
I'm I'll be honest with you. Yeah, do that. Like you all have known each other for so long and everything like that. And I've been a harper for a very long time. I have seen a lot of stuff that is not great and could have gotten me killed 10 times over. I know what I signed up for in this life of adventuring, and that's fine. You all have been doing some wild adventures that I can't even comprehend, and I've seen said stuff. So I think you all are doing a lot more good than me sitting behind a desk. But it's okay. Like if that happens, we'll figure it out. I had to, sit there and have the same situation with you. And I don't know if there's anything going on with Lorca now because of that, but we'll cross that bridge later. It's okay. We're adventurers. This stuff happens. Oddly enough, the death part is one of the things that we can solve more easily now. But I understand why you did what you did now. In the moment, I didn't. and I do appreciate it. I really do.
And it wasn't you or my friends. It was you or somebody who is like my friend, and he's a real person. The people here are real people, but he's not my friend. He's just like my friend, even if he's a real person. I don't know. It's so mixed up, and I need
I
to apologize to you before you die.
know. What do you have to apologize for stabbing me because you were under a spell? It's okay. You were under a spell. I saw it happen. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. The vision of you with the knife and my blood on it is probably gonna, mess with me for a little while, but that is not your fault in any way.
No, you just said, you're a Harple, and of course you read people's mail, and you didn't know it's me, and you didn't know you were going to meet me after reading my mail, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and then we went to Glacia and then Pale Night, and there was no chance, but I'm trying to learn not to think so much of what I look like to people, and those letters are me bearing what I look like inside, and you saw that, and it's really scary. and
it's unfair, and I still feel really bad about it, to the point that it's been eating me up inside this entire time. And while that is my job, I should have told you from the get-go. And I am sorry that I didn't do that. Lying has become such a part of me that I don't even realize when I'm doing it. And I don't even think about it enough to consider the consequences of it, of possibly hurting someone that I really care about.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I stabbed you.
I think at that point he's going to go to kiss her.
Yeah.
And then afterwards say, now I do think that you should go talk to Stong, though.
Okay. I don't know if it'll help, but.
And then we're getting you uncursed, because it's a curse. It's not a baby. It's not a demon. It's a curse. You're going to get uncursed.
She looks kind of dubious. She's like, I mean, I really trust you, and so I'm going to do this, but okay.
So are you heading back to the tower?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you head back to the tower, you do notice that Ferris, the steel defender, is sort of standing, watching you. And you hear Ilya inside go, "Hey, stop it! You're being a creep!" But Ferris kind of considers you and sort of tips his head. And then he looks back at Ilya, and he goes inside. So you go into the tower. Ilya is sort of putting up some stuff, kind of looks at you side eyes. And he's like, "Oh, good, you're back. Everything okay?"
It's maybe better. She's probably holding Florin's hand if he's up for that.
It's getting there.
Well, I suppose you're very tired, so I guess sort yourselves out.
Are you okay?
I mean, I got punched in the face.
Oh,
Um,
do you need healing? I have 2 hit point healing spells left.
well, don't waste anything on a person who's not real. You know what I mean?
You're real. Don't do that.
Well, let's be honest, fella. Let's be honest with the metaphysics of the situation. I don't exist without her sister, right?
Yeah, but that's bringing in all kind of metaphysical stuff. I don't exist without that red demon dude in the other room. That's you are real. You have form to you. You have thought. You have consciousness. You are real.
My world's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, we'll handle that when it
You got the same ideas as like a lot of these adventurers. I'll handle it, I'll handle it, I'll handle it. And then you're gonna be dead, man.
literally just had this conversation. Yes, I am aware.
Can we make the world not fall apart? Like, Pale
Man.
Knight made it, right?
Yeah, this is the other thing, right? You gotta be the demon lord. It doesn't look like you be the demon lord. So
Yeah.
now we're into the ideas, and we're into the part where we ask questions about what we can do and what we can save. And now I have to decide: do I leave behind everything? Do I leave Ferris so he can ride out of here in your handy haversack? These are not good late night questions, I know, but it doesn't feel great to be thinking about them. I've gotta say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're like way more smart about this world than us adventurers have been. Like, if you had an idea of where we should look for how to save it, I'm just worried that the answer is like convince Pale Knight to like keep it, and that's not actually a solution.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think you're going to talk to this lady and convince her of anything, considering the shape you all are in. When the plan was get you the stuff to get out of here, so we're gonna do that first, I guess. But it would be nice to find a solution.
Maybe
you're
Glacia wants a
willing.
realm? Would Glacia want a realm? That would be a question for Stong.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
still not
listen,
really up
I'm
to
gonna
date on
say
who this is.
because you're my sister, technically, sort of. When you say, "Would you like to trade the demon lord for an archdevil?" you just sound like a crazy person.
Well, when you put it like that.
Fair. Yeah.
She is
Maybe it won't be
cursed,
so
so you know.
bad, right? We're just lies. I'm gonna go to bed. This is all put up. Ferris! Don't do anything weird while I'm asleep, please. You're in that mood. And he's gonna trudge up to his bedroom. He does seem to have been put into kind of a funk.
Yeah. Well, no wonder.
So, Artemida, you can look through the tower for Stong, but you can't find him anywhere because you were
Okay.
invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and since you have no reason to assume he'd be invisible, you can't like do any clever workarounds. Where are you though, Stong?
Do
Just so I
invisible
know.
people smell like anything?
Yeah. So I think if you wanted to search real hard, you could probably find some signs. Like he's not the stealthiest person, so there's like some big boot prints, in the dust, etc. But
There's a big indent in a couch.
I was just about to say that's exactly like what Stong is doing. He's just like sitting in his room, like on top of his bed, and just like staring out a window, thinking. But you definitely see like a big like depression like in his bed.
I mean, I think at some point, if somebody has gone to the trouble of making themselves invisible, like it's only polite to like not find them.
Yeah,
So.
I think maybe it's one of those moments where like you walk by and he invisible looks at you while you look like at that depression, and then like you both just equally recognize the moment and just let it pass.
All right. So the plan is you're going to take a long rest. And in the morning, you will have back the spell slots necessary to cast a Dispel Magic Charm on that jade coin thing with the labyrinth carved in it. Sturge.
Yes.
So all this time, you've been in this labyrinth. Again, the walls are polished stone. They reach above your head. There are it places strange facets to them, but everything is sort of smooth. Each of those angles.
Is
and
there
somewhere,
a roof?
There's no roof.
So he could, and how far apart are the walls?
You can touch both walls by extending your hands.
Then he could do that thing where parkour people do, where they go boom, 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 boom to the top.
Yeah.
And then sort of stand with his legs spread on each wall and kind of look around.
Yeah. Okay. So you get up to the top and you look around, and this labyrinth extends. It's not, I shouldn't say labyrinth. I just like the sound of that word. This is a maze, to be perfectly honest. It extends in all directions as far as you can see.
Wow. And how is it lit again?
There's just this weird ambient light to it.
Huh.
You look up in the sky and it's smooth. It's just a dome of pale gray. It's like those winter days where there's a good thick cloud cover and the sun's back there somewhere because everything's sort of glowing pale gray.
Mhm.
But you couldn't necessarily pick out where exactly the sun is unless you really looked. And in this case, when you really look, you don't even see it.
Huh. There's no shadows or light or anything up there in the gray smoothness of the dome.
Not that you can tell. It's very disorienting because I think Sturge knows enough to know that like figuring out which way the shadows are getting cast would give him some information,
Huh.
but it's not really there.
Is
Doesn't
there
feel like
any, does there seem to be a center to the maze? Like,
looking around, it's hard to say. Again, there is just this Byzantine craze of pathways. Here and there, you see sort of formations or statues sort of stick up in places, but their meaning isn't clear.
Hmm.
They're just kind of they look vaguely humanoid, but they are very distorted.
so he'll go tripping along the tops of the walls toward one of these statues, the nearest
Okay.
one.
All right. You come up to the statue, and it seems to be, I mean, it's demonic is the first word that pops into your head, but that also seems inadequate. It has the face of a woman and has this sort of shaggy body, with sort of multiple breasts and multiple arms. It has these big wings that are broken off at joints in two places. Um, and her eyes just sort of puck her face like a spider's. Her mouth is wide open and it is carved very deep. You don't see the back, and a part of you has an urge to stick your hand in there, but you already lost one hand. So there is a bit of danger in that urge.
Eyes like a spider. Do I think this could be what Pale Knight looks like? Did she have wings?
She did not have wings.
Does she have stumps of wings?
No.
Spider face. Well, do I hear that sound?
Make me a perception check.
Sorry. Sometimes I close the main Roll20, and when I do that, it 20.
You do. You hear it. It's fainter now. It is sort of off to your left and behind you.
Definitely gonna head that direction.
Okay.
And then stop again and listen.
Okay. You hear it again, kind of close to another strange statue.
I'm gonna go
This one is-
sneaking across the tops of the walls in that direction.
Okay, you creep towards it. You creep around this sort of like amorphous shape that seems like when you look at it at certain angles, you're like, it's humanoid, and then you're like, that is not, that's like a blob. And again, there's this suggestion of eyes in the shapes carved into it. It's not fun to look at. You get to a path and you hear the humming song kind of down below.
And what do I
You can
see?
jump down. What's
No,
that?
I want to spy. I want to lurk above them and see who it is.
Okay. All right. You can't see anybody.
But I can cast See Invisible.
Okay.
So I do that.
You don't see anybody.
Is it moving?
It's kind of moving along the wall, and you're walking along the wall.
Yeah. Wait,
There's nobody walking on the path below you, as far as you can see.
so it's on whatever is on the wall with me.
It's not up on the wall with you.
No. I mean, could I pinpoint where it's coming from and jump on it?
It sounds like it's like right under you here. So you could jump down.
I just want to know why I can't see them. Maybe they're not real.
Maybe you
say-
can make me an insight check.
Okay. Can you see what that is? 17.
17. So you're thinking to yourself, there's nobody down there that I can see. There's nobody invisible down there that I can see, but it sounds like it's right under me. And you have this memory of moving through the Argent Palace. In the mirrored halls of the Argent Palace, someone was in the wall. You were in the wall.
I'll jump down and look at the wall.
All right. You jump down, you look at the wall. Here, like everywhere, the wall is highly polished stone. And at this place, you can see your own reflection in the wall. And you look at it for a moment, and it tips its head, and it goes, "What are we doing here?"
Oh, it's Whiny Sturge. Well, I was exploring. What are you doing?
Exploring.
And
It's
find
very
anything cool?
boring. It's very passe.
You've only seen that one not very good sculpture, I take it, because there's a really cool one over here. It's spider face, deep kind of gullet.
Yeah, do you know what those are?
Nope.
Well, Pale Knight's the one that put us here, right?
Yeah.
She's the mother of demons.
Mhm.
Pretty
Oh.
sure those are demons she's the mother of.
Hmm.
Doesn't take a lot of thought to figure that one out. So no, I have not been looking at demon sculptures. I have better things to do.
Oh, like what?
Like, see, this is as far as I've ever gotten from you. It's kind of
Oh.
exciting, exhilarating.
Yeah. There's a lot of reflective surfaces around here. It could be a kind of freedom for you.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if there's a way for me to get out of here. He puts his hand up against it.
I'll put my hand up next to it.
Yes, you're very funny.
No, I'm trying to see if you can
You're trying-
somehow.
Oh,
I'm trying to help.
fair enough. Let's see.
Well,
Should this work? It would be kind of cool.
it'd be cool as long as I don't take your place in there.
I mean, I think that's only fair.
Why? How
I've
is that
been
fair?
riding around in you
I
for so long.
rescued you. I rescued you.
Excuse me, I rescued myself.
Okay, fine. I allowed you to be a parasite, like a tick that climbed onto me. That's fine. You're not bothering me, but don't wear out your welcome.
How would this work?
How would what work?
How would this work? You would put your hand up like you've got something in mind. How would this work?
I just wondered if I touched your reflection, if I would absorb you again.
Oh, I won't be doing that.
I don't like the sound of that. Take a step back.
You see him kind of reach and touch the facets, and that he sort of bends along the reflection. Do you could use these?
You don't. What was that?
Do you think I could use these? Do you think I could use these?
Maybe, sure. See if you can force yourself into a corner and pop out.
Is this place?
Is it?
What is this place? Do you know? It's like is it a demi-plane? Is it?
That is a good guess. I'm just gonna roll an Arcana.
Okay.
Let's see if I roll high enough to bullshit. 24.
What did you roll?
24.
24. That's definitely high enough to bullshit.
Demi-plane is a very good guess. Why there would be sculptures in here. I don't know. Strange demiplane. Wait, I think there's a spell. I think it's called mazes or something. Mazes, and I think it's a way to imprison people in a maze. And it's a demiplane, I'm pretty sure. I think that's
Interesting.
what happened. This is a spell. Maybe, but why would she imprison statues? That doesn't make sense.
It might just come out of her. Maybe she can't help it.
Statues? She spawns statues?
I don't know.
Maybe she hates them and turns them to stone, and then she banishes them here.
Wonderful. Then they'll come to life any minute now.
Or maybe if we stay here long enough, we'll turn to stone.
I don't relish that.
Well, it'd be more material than you are now. It's one step, and then only one
Fair
spell away
enough.
from flesh.
You know, magic jar or something?
Magic jar.
We do. I don't know. Should we keep exploring?
Yeah, not much else to do. I like to go up on the top so I can see my way around.
Fair enough. Do you want the company or should I amuse myself?
Shout if you find something interesting. I'll go this way. You go that way.
Keep
Shout
an eye
if
out.
Hmm?
Okay. Yes, sorry.
And I'll shout if I find something interesting.
Keep an eye out for some sort of body generator. I'll accept
Exactly.
things that are parts spider, but not things that are parts slug.
I have a feeling that we're going to need to find an uninhabited body, and then find a way to get you into it. See what I'm saying?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the plan.
An empty
I don't
shell.
want back in there.
Hmm?
I don't want back in there.
What if? Okay. Oh, this body.
Yes.
Oh,
I think
well,
we're in agreement on this.
yes. And what if I found a skeleton? Could you start with a skeleton?
Possibly.
What if I
As
found
long
a
as it
skeleton?
had all its parts.
No, I was going to say, okay.
I'm not going around with like half a leg, if I can help it.
Or just the top halves of the leg. So you'd have to walk around on your knees.
That wouldn't be ideal.
It'd be funny though. It would be funny. It'd
Almost
be
as funny as not having both my hands.
Well.
All
All right.
right.
Well, I'm going to explore. You're going to explore. If we find anything interesting, we're going to shout.
Yes.
If you see a golden dragon wrapped around a golden column, shout.
Golden dragon wrapped around a golden column. Okay. This is back to your delusion about the. All right. If I see the dragon god, I'll make sure to give her your number.
That's what I'm saying. And make sure you remember everything she says.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So you and your double from another failed plane part ways, making your way through the maze. This place is very strange. You see more of those statues, and again, they seem cobbled together monstrosities. There is something unsettling about them, even though you look at them and they are just stone. There seems to be a woman who's part vulture with bees crawling over her eyes. You see a man with the face of a hyena, dripping flesh off of its skull. You find no body you would want yourself in, as far as statues go, and you find no other living thing. But as you're coming around, you hear suddenly a scream.
Is it my reflection?
It sounds very much like you screaming.
If
you screamed.
I tried to get there, wherever it is. Try to orient and go.
All right. You race across the tops of the maze, the walls of the maze, towards the sound. And you come to sort of an open circular courtyard. Not a very big one, though. They wouldn't say this is the center of the maze. In the middle, there is a depression of tiled mosaics. It's kind of a drain in the bottom. And to one side, there is a pillar, almost like an altar. And you are sitting on the pillar. And you are being held by the throat, by the you on the pillar.
There's two
And-
of me. One of them's being strangled.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
The one being strangled has an insubstantial quality, almost like he's drawn on a very thin sheet of paper. He sees you and his eyes widen and he tries to speak. But the you on the pillar sort of turns his head and goes, "Oh, you're here too. I figured you'd run off."
This is wonderful.
Yes, you're making my job very easy.
What's your job?
Well, there really can only be one of us,
Hmm.
and it's not going to be the soft-headed one. Or he gives the you from the mirror a little shake.
Hmm.
The one that's already failed.
Which one are you? Are you from this plane? Rather, the shadow plane?
I'm the one in control of everything. And he blinks and his eyes are black as the space between the stars.
Wait. Don't tell me. I've got it. Wait, don't tell me. The occluded one. Is that right?
Very good. Or
That's
maybe
what-
you like me better this way. And he seems to turn inside out. And now, perched on the plinth, holding the you by the throat, is a golden dragon.
That's baffling.
It's only baffling because you haven't been paying attention. But anyway, you need to be out of the way. You're making plenty of trouble. And I can only be more powerful if I'm the only Sturge available. And he starts to stuff the you from the mirror into his mouth, which just like unhinges in a unnatural way.
You're definitely not the cutest Sturge.
I
I'm
will be
still
when I'm
that.
done.
I'm still that. Sturge, just for the hell of it, is going to whip out the old magic missile wand and pop him in the head a couple times. See what happens.
Okay. What happened?
See if you can make him cough up the other Sturge.
You hit him with the magic missiles, and he doesn't even blink. He just kind of looks at you like, what was that supposed to be?
Magic missile, bitch.
Did you forget on this plane we're a god? You're
You know-
not going to take the crown.
I don't
So-
want your crown.
Of course you don't.
Oh my god.
Krabanglir doesn't want the fragment of the god of lies.
Oof.
Okay.
You don't understand me at all.
Maybe you don't understand you at all.
Maybe you don't understand that I don't understand you at all.
Got him.
He like rips off a bite. This you is unraveling, the one from your head. You hear the scream that keeps going, but he's just it's that spirit that was trapped in your brain was not a whole thing, right? You knew just talking to him that he was missing fundamental anchors to himself. So when he is pulled free of the reflection and being devoured by his god self, this isn't like watching someone's flesh be torn apart. It is a very bloodless kind of experience, but the screaming doesn't stop. Did you think you were going to beat me?
Actually, wasn't sure what you would be. Apparently, you are a lie, I tell myself, but I've never lied telling myself I'm a greedy, all-consuming, self-centered void. How did you become that? You're not a lie I've told myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't need anybody else. I stand alone, which means I can be anything I want to be. And I don't need you to tell me what I am, since you've already told me I don't need anybody else.
Who's
It's
that?
quite convenient.
Is that my lie? My lie is I don't need anyone else. And somehow this freed you to become this.
Yes.
I pity you. I pity you. You've become an incarnation of my lowest brain. This little part right here, this part of my brain, the part that just wants things. I pity you.
Why? No one will ever doubt my greatness. No one will ever look at me and think I am less than. I don't have to dance in front of people and pretend to be something so they don't notice what I really am, because what I really am is the occluded one, the endless shadow, the beating heart of the universe, and soon the rising prince. He licks his fingers. He's like, perhaps some part of you will remain when I'm done, if you're lucky.
I feel like you aren't really able to do anything right now. You're just talking.
Well, I don't get to meet myself very often.
There's almost nothing left of me in you. I can tell you that.
I think with that rejoinder, Artemisia's dispel magic takes effect, and all around you, the labyrinth crumbles. And you see the occluded one's eyes widen slightly. That darkness, that endless shadow. And he goes, I'd tell you not to find me, but I think you already will. And Sturge, because this is your part, you can have one more rebuttal and get the last word.
Finding myself. That's so cliche. I've already found myself. And you are lost beyond repair. I just turn my back to him like, ugh.
Love it. You turn away from the god who is your shadow. And as you turn, you look, the labyrinth completely disappears, and you're back in Ilia's tower. And there's Artemisia, and at her feet is a pile of green stone dust. The amulet of the labyrinth is destroyed with the spell. And Florin and Ilia are there. Stong, are you there for Sturge coming back?
Or yeah, but he's still invisible. Like he's just like,
okay.
Maybe in the corner of the room, like, watching over just in case he's needed. He's still
I
a little
got
shy.
see invisibility, bro.
You see him.
I just
That's perfect.
And he looks so happy to see you.
I'm glad to be back. What's happened? What happened to the battle? Everyone's here? Stong? Artemisia?
Stong drops his invisibility. He's like,
Oh.
Hey, Artemisia.
Whoa, hey, okay.
Sturge, you're back. I'm so happy to see you. Stong like goes up and hugs him in a big orc hug. Deals him 1 point of non-lethal damage.
Florin's there too, yeah.
Florin?
Yeah.
Lorcan did storm out before the argument and has not reappeared.
So, did you kill her? We done?
No, absolutely not. We are all lucky to be alive. This is probably the best situation that could have happened coming out of this, and it was still bad. So
we learned a few things though, but that's our only victory.
What did you learn?
Don't look at her in the face.
Yeah. If she's pulling on her mask, like, get away.
Okay. Good to know.
And also, you know, she's way more powerful than we, you know, probably should have anticipated. Things aren't great. Also, the Syracist has escaped, punched Ilya in the face. Yeah, sorry about that, Ilya. Also, the dad not dad stormed out. Still haven't dealt with that. Weird feelings.
Right.
How was the maze?
Well, to be honest,
The
it
face.
was a safe place compared to where I was before.
Yeah?
When it happened, I
fair.
was a bit grateful, because things were not going well. Just about played out my hand in that moment. But I met the occluded one in the maze.
The fake god from the market cult?
Yeah,
Well-
that's Sturgis' shadow,
My shadow.
we think.
He
Did you guys
believes-
tell me this and I forgot it? Because that feels like a thing I should know about.
That is
suspect-
fair.
Maybe not.
I
Maybe
don't
not,
think
maybe
we
it's
told
none
you,
of
but
this.
that is fair. We probably should have.
I only suspected it. But now I confirmed it. He's terrible. He's a empty, sucking hole of desire and megalomania.
I mean, everybody who runs an LMLM is.
That is an accurate fact that spans planes. Did you learn anything? Like, do you know where he is?
No.
No.
Sturge, make me an insight check.
Okay.
Because I'm realizing I kind of hit a note, but not as hard as I meant to.
Okay.
I'll
Crown.
do it this way.
Says Rhiannon.
17.
17. So you, based on the things that the occluded one said, you get the impression that he and the crown of Cyric are in the same place.
Yes, I did get that impression.
Okay, cool. I was like, I'm not sure I was clear about that.
Yeah.
But that's important information.
I look to Ilya and I say, do I really need to go find him, or can I get back some other way?
The only way I know. I mean, I would like to sort of return to this. Again, I recognize that I am not a full member of this party or anything, but I would like to point out that this idea that maybe instead of just getting out of here, now that you know the world is going to be destroyed by a demon lord, that maybe we have a plan of shifting, a new plan in place, perhaps, maybe.
Ilya, I just want to point out, I beat you to being part of the party by like maybe 12 hours. So like, I think it's pretty good.
I mean, but you got an in, and he points at Let's all be honest here. We all know what's going on. Ferris is obsessed.
Oh, is that why he keeps staring?
I mean, that's my best guess. He's not very forthcoming.
Do you
Okay.
need to make a second one of what he is?
No, I don't need. Ferris is his own person. I don't
And
need
maybe
to
he wants a
replace
partner?
him.
I don't know anything.
Oh,
Maybe
I
he
had
just
to
likes the
honor
Wants to
drama.
peep, yeah.
Yeah, I understand liking the drama. I'm here for
He
that.
does very much like watching, people's experiences.
Ilya.
I'm gonna leave that one where it
No,
is.
ew, gross, man, gross. No. Just
Okay.
like, people fighting or people gossiping or people whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
I do love Bookish Barbarian saying Ferris ships it in the
Ferris
chat.
does
That's
ship it.
okay, so we don't know where the occluded one is.
No, but that's probably where the Syracist is going or thinks he's going.
True.
Oh.
That's all he could talk about. Let me out of here so I can follow the path to the crown of Sirik before the
Oh.
Rising Prince takes it. He never told me where he was going, and also, let's go back to the fact the man's Jesus sliding off his cracker.
I
But-
love that one.
Which one? Who?
The cheese is sliding off his cracker.
That's just that's a good one. It's a real good one. I enjoyed that way too much. I say that as a lactose intolerant man.
Whose cheese is sliding off their crack?
The Syracuse.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that guy is not all there.
Well, how is everybody at tracking people?
I'm good at tracking if he left behind physical clues, but usually just out in nature.
Well, I mean, isn't most outside nature of some sort?
I can help with scent.
That's true.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
you said the wolves.
Still-
I could try sending him, and maybe his reply would give us a clue as well.
I
That's
love the idea of you calling him Sirius. It's like, hey, buddy, what's up?
I mean that's
Wanna
not
come
a bad idea.
Do you work?
Well, we have
Okay.
information that he might want.
Yeah,
The information about the crown.
true.
So we could barter with him.
The other possibility is if you're telling me that the crazy cult in the market is not actually super crazy, they have an actual god, they probably have somebody that knows where the god is.
Yeah, I was kind of
some
hoping
fashion.
not to go
Yeah.
back to them.
Pay for it.
Yeah.
Do we have enough money?
Probably. But also, like, there was a lot of them. They seemed pretty
Yeah.
sold on the idea.
Well,
Do
Well,
we
those
have
are
any
the things they
reason-
see. There's
Well-
also this part, just to be clear. You go and find this occluded one, and potentially the crown of Sirik. And now you have your hands on the crown of Sirik, and also whatever is the key of Sturge. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you might be able to get the key of Sturge, getting the crown. Wait, are we getting the crown? Is that a
Nope.
plan you're
I mean, it's not our plan.
Do we know
Well, I
don't
what?
know.
Glacia wants it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
I
These are
didn't.
fun facts you're bringing to us very out of the blue.
Again, you and I very quick. We're in the same time frame of things happening.
Surprise.
Didn't know that. Why?
Okay, so that thing before when you said, what if we change the demon lord for the archdevil? You are not just making up crazy things. You are actually talking to an archdevil.
Is this
Florin like moves very visibly to stand next to Ilya and then look at the rest of the group.
I mean, I think Stog also does the same. Just at Artemisia, like,
I don't
Well, I
think
mean,
Sturge knows
we
what
don't
you're
have to
talking about.
follow through on that. I feel like Ilya's
Oh.
got a point that we should try to save this world and do what's best for these people here.
Good
Are you?
Know
question.
about this? Just
What
need to know-
happens if you don't follow through on this?
Well,
Like,
Well,
you
I don't
don't
know
have to. What happens? Because I don't think that archdevils are just like, no, it's cool, man. You didn't do that thing. That's fine. We're still besties.
They-
Yeah, but that's
they-
probably like our problem in the other world. So
Okay, but
yeah.
okay, but well, I see there is like a planet. You're doing that thing again, man. And now he moves around so that he's standing like apart from Florian. You're doing that thing again where you're like, I'm an adventurer. You don't have to figure things out. I just saw that when the crisis happens. Sometimes you gotta think ahead.
I know I do that
So-
sometimes.
We told Glacia that we made a bargain so she wouldn't damn us because that's already going to happen. And
Oh.
I was there, like she pulled me there. So, and she actually like gives Stong like this sort of unreadable look, like I'm going to be totally selfish and say I don't want to be damned, and then she looks away again. And so we have to stop Pale Knight from crowning the Rising Prince.
I am
And
fully positive of this. Do you have to give her the crown?
Look, if it's between two of our souls and this entire plane of existence,
Quick
I
thing,
think-
it's 3 of your souls because
Oh,
Sturge
3
was
of our
also
souls.
in on the original deal for the hourglass. Actually, technically, it's you 3 and Sebastian, who's not here.
okay,
Now,
okay.
Sturge doesn't even know about this new clause. That's
No,
been
you were
added,
there
'cause-
too.
Oh, I
It
was there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I
we
will
have
say
to-
I have to go back and see what exactly we said because I don't remember exactly what she asked you to do because I think it was stop the Rising Prince from being crowned, but I don't know if she said you have to give me the piece of Sirik.
I don't
crown.
think we
I
have
also
to.
don't remember.
Got it.
She just
It also
Okay.
might be a we don't want this. You take it, which is fair. Having a chunk of the god of lies and strife doesn't seem like something y'all need in your lives right now.
Well, I also just don't want to give it to her, though.
Yeah, that's fair. All right,
Like,
back
if
to
we could
Eric.
figure out a way to safely dispose of the crown without violating any of the agreements that we made with Glazia, wouldn't that be the best?
Seems like it. Okay, wait. You guys come up to my my office for a second.
You have an office?
Yeah, no, remember we went there when you first got here, and he
The
just goes up
storage
the
room?
stairs to his weird conspiracy room.
Oh, the
Oh.
conspiracy room.
My office.
Why'd you say so?
He's like, okay, and he like rips a bunch of stuff down so there's a clear space. And slaps up some parchment. He's like, goal 1 is stop Pale Knight from making a Rising Prince. Goal 2 is stop my plane from being destroyed. Draws an arrow. Sub goal, if not possible, get me out of here. Also Ferris. Goal 3, don't get damned to Glazia's house. What am I missing?
Oh,
That's
I
the-
mean, we do. I mean, do we want to
Oh.
put the keys? Like, we
Or nobody die.
that would be great. We do still have to, get Sturge's key and
Yeah.
in
Right,
order for us to get out of
Nobody
here.
die, arrow, on this plane.
So if we touch our own key, what happens?
Walk
Uh,
right home.
Straight home. If
And also, it sounds like maybe you'll make a hole in the plane and Pale Knight shows up.
but we're gone, so we don't care.
I don't know. Can she go to your plane too?
Sturge. We should care, Sturge.
I do care about the plane, but I doubt. I doubt that once we're gone, anyone here suffers from our breach because we're gone.
No, that's true. But if we don't, deal with the crown, then she's going to, in a way that is not only bad for this plane, but for our plane as well.
So we take it to our plane, and
We take it somewhere where we can, from what it sounds like, destroy it.
well, okay.
What is this thing? It's a piece of a god? Is a crown
Yeah.
an actual crown?
Yeah,
Or what?
yeah. It's a piece of the Sirik, and whoever gets crowned with it is going to become an avatar of or something like that of Sirik, and then essentially she wants to make a new
Right.
demon lord, and
Right.
and that's going to be bad for everywhere.
Is the thing that's making this plane, you think?
That's
So,
that's the thing is
so
if
if you stop the demon lord, do you stop the plane?
that's the question is this plane part of the ritual of that, or is this plane here to hold that? Because if it's just here to hold it, it may still exist even without it. It could have been constructed just so that the crown had a place to be. It doesn't matter if the crown's there or not. It might not be powering it. However, if it's part of the ceremony and ritual of crowning someone and it goes kaboom with it, That's a whole other problem.
That would be convenient. I feel like this is kind of taps his
By the way,
status and
he's
everything.
moving the red lines for Ilya as he's talking.
Okay. Well, that is those are important questions to answer. You stop this, you save your souls, and maybe you save your plane. I don't know what happens to you guys, but what happens to us? If we are a part of this process, we'll get destroyed.
Okay,
We won't let
I
that
know.
happen.
I know
I
the
won't let
entire
that
time we've
happen.
been talking. Exactly. Now the entire time we've been talking, you've been saying I've been doing that adventurer thing. Unfortunately, we don't have enough information to work off of for me to be able to confidently tell you that I can save you. But what I can tell you is that in the moment that is a thing that has to be decided, my decision weighs on saving you all. So we regardless, we have to move in this direction.
This plane might be a plane of lies, but you've shown us nothing but kindness. And I've actually had some pretty good times here.
Yeah, we're making shirts with those 3 sentences on it and everything. Like, it's been great.
Stalin whips out his shirt and puts it on.
Yeah. This is a plate of lies, but you all have been really kind. We're going to save you.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry. I feel like those are promises that we have no idea whether we can keep.
I'm not promising that we are going to be able to save them. I am promising that when it comes to that moment, that is how I'm going to act to save them.
I'll do everything I can, Ilya.
No one wants. Everyone here, you and Ferris represent everyone here. Everyone's been fine to us except for obviously thieves. But I must confess I am in a position of hopelessness at the moment.
yeah, you've met your other self and he's a dick.
He's
I can relate.
I suspect our course of action must be stealth and stealing, not confronting my other. Grab the crown. I don't think that can be my key, but in any case, I won't touch it.
That's not, man. If that were your key, I feel
That's
like
saying
you
a
got
lot
some
more.
stuff you're hiding from us right now.
I suspect. I hope it's Mr. Whippy, because maybe his version of Mr. Whippy is even more exciting than mine. And then I would have 2 Mr. Whippy. I could learn to do a wheel.
Mr. Whippy, dark Mr. Whippy.
Dark
Whippy.
This is the weirdest Devil May Cry cosplay I've ever heard.
Well, so if we get the last key, we're not gonna like use them and just like run away.
Yeah.
We're still gonna stay here and try to figure something out, but it gives us more options
feel
having
like-
it in hand.
I think stealing the crown is a better way of preventing the transformation.
I agree.
Mhm.
And trying to kill my shadow. So yes, and then once we grab that, Artemisia.
Well, so I was talking about the key, but the key, it seems like the key and the crown we would be going after them at the same time.
Yeah.
And so
Yes,
if we
yes.
find a direction there, then it's taking us towards both of those things.
I just think you're gonna have to move very fast once you grab that thing, and you're gonna have to decide what you're gonna do and what you're going to sacrifice.
All right.
Well, luckily, I've been told that I can move about 40 feet in 6 seconds, so I think I'm going to be pretty fast. Could be 80 if I'm really dedicated.
All right. What if I'm able to grab the crown and I have the key And what if the only way I can escape is to touch my key?
Well, I think at this point we might need to figure out what happens if the crown of Cyric leaves this plane, because you might just pull the bathtub plug out and suck all of us into the astral sea. And then you will be alone when Pale Knight comes looking for her trinket.
Okay, but
That
didn't
is
it
a-
come from? Didn't the Syricist follow it here from our plane? The crown.
Yes. Well, no. I don't. What I remember this
so-
guy saying was he had a dream of his god, his crazy god, saying, go fight the mirror people. And then he got sucked through and he's told, go find the crown and take it. And all of this is very symbolic and let's just say it, insane.
If it
So
came,
Cyric wants it back, right?
Oh yeah. He does not like it. From what I could tell from talking to that guy, his god and all his followers think this is the worst thing that happened since he got locked up.
So if we're trying to put the crown somewhere, why not give it back to Cyric? Because then at least we're no worse off than we were.
That's a
Wow.
great
Yeah.
idea. Wait, real quick, can we all
Yes.
roll to see what we remember about Cyric and like?
Yeah, make me
What-
a religion check.
Oh, I'm so good at that.
I'm gonna make sure I check my realms lore. Right.
Oh, hey, nat 20 or a 26.
wow, nice.
I rolled a 19 with a +0.
Nice.
Wow.
I rolled a 9 with a +7. So
Ooh,
Heck yeah.
This is great because Artemisia, you made this suggestion, which on the surface is entirely reasonable. Okay. So what, let me see. So Song, you had a 20,
26.
Flora had a 9, 26, 19, and Sturge, what did you have?
surprising no one. Sturge does not study religion. He's
Okay.
got a 12.
You're like, Cyric sounds tacky. So what you two realize, what you two know, Cyric is a god of strife and lies. He is sort of his trickery, and he's kind of been the instigator of several cosmological events that the peoples of your background have sort of stories around. What his followers say now is that Cyric is unfairly imprisoned in a realm called the Supreme Throne because of his actions in the in those cosmological events. So he is trapped. They believe he speaks to them in dreams, but he cannot leave. He cannot actually leave, and no one can actually go to him. So if you got the crown of, it's not clear exactly how Pale Knight got this, but it is not clear exactly how you would get it back. Campaign 2. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But like, do we get a sense of like, if we give this to him, will he be able to free
I
himself?
don't think we
and would he
can
do-
give it to him.
Okay.
I
It-
think you can't. And I think, but you do think if somehow you figure out a way to take the fragment of Cyric back to Cyric, it would not somehow break the equilibrium of his prison. Because presumably this is either something that was taken from him while in prison by means you don't understand, or it is something he lost beforehand, in which case you would hope that the prison for a god would not hinge so much on one little shard
Yeah.
of divine power. Maybe, but you really don't think it's likely. So we definitely have like planning to do here, but we are probably at a good spot to take a break time-wise, which will let me get a drink and check my notes. So, so could you queue us up for 10 minutes and we'll be right back.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. On the Sword Coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey, heroes on their way. champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, get your wallet there. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
Welcome back. We're halfway through. Our party is back from their battle with Pale Knight and dealing with the puzzle now of what to do. The rift is still there, simmering between Artemisia and Stong over decisions made about resurrections. And Sturge has faced his own pale shadow, the occluded one, who was very rude, and also ate poor parasite Sturge. Pour one out.
Cannibal Sturge. Autophagus.
You did
Sturge.
talk about
Autophage.
how
Autophage.
the
Sturge.
god you might be looking to merge with all of you.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like you learned, like, no, that one didn't earn the place as the best Sturge.
No, he definitely, I don't feel like I have anything to prove. It's like, I know I'm the best Sturge.
I'm glad.
That guy just kind of made my point for me. There was Scaredy Cat Sturge. He got et.
Mhm.
And then just kind of empty Sturge, this other dude. It's a very sad case.
So now you have a problem before you. You need to get Sturge's key if you have any hope of all of you escaping this demi-plane. And you need to get the Crown of Cyric, that fragment of the god that all of you saw. All of you had visions from Pale Knight, and in those visions was this golden object that you couldn't see the shape of for its shining. And that has some in your thoughts kind of been the representation of the crown of Cyric.
A golden object. I was imagining a blackened shard of a crown.
Well, you specifically saw when you saw Hlal, and you saw that kind of golden thing she was perched on. That's that thing, especially given your interaction with the Occluded One. When you think of the Crown of Cyric, this is what is filling in your head. And you might think that's a terrible Crown of Cyric. But
Well, that doesn't. I thought it was a pillar, like a kind of shapeless.
it was an object on a pillar. She was curled around an object on a pillar.
Oh, I did not catch that.
It's been a month.
Yeah. Okay. And the object was golden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Radiant more. Like, it didn't look like it was like a gold egg. It was like, it was shining very brightly.
Okay. Jeez. I guess a god's a god, even if he's a douchebag.
Make me an insight check.
Meaning.
Or religion. Whichever one you like better.
It ain't religion, I'll tell you that. Insight's pretty good. 21.
Cyric is a god of lies. And moreover, as far as you can tell, pretty full of himself. So it seems like if you have that ability, a piece of you, would shine like the most amazing, brilliant thing in the universe. Because of course, Cyric must think of himself as the most amazing, brilliant thing in the universe.
And
that seems like it tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, lies can be very pretty.
Got it.
So you have this problem. You need to get the Crown of Cyric, but you don't actually know how the Crown of Cyric and the Rising Prince factor into this plane you're in, this demi-plane, this world beyond the Pale Door. And you are hoping that you can save it somehow, not leave it to the clutches of Pale Knight, and not destroy it in a metaphysical fireball. They haven't figured out how to do that yet. So
we really need to know if we remove the Crown of Cyric from this plane, if we pull the plug, or if perhaps it was taken from our plane originally and doesn't have anything to do with like the construction of this plane, because that would be, it seems to me, the easiest thing. I mean, easiest. The least difficult thing would be to steal and bolt to our plane.
Yeah. I was also trying to figure out if we could like destroy it, like we hit it really hard or something, but then, would it also have terrible effects on the plane?
Yeah, it's still probably a
Yes.
bathtub situation if it goes that way.
Which I guess the question that, we're not asking and we should be asking, kind of, if we are just a plane of lies, can we exist without you?
I think so.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad we have your vote of confidence.
I
but
mean,
I'd
what
like
else am I
some
going to say in this
data.
situation, Ilya?
I don't
Okay.
know, man. Tell me how this works. I've
don't
been trying
know.
to figure it out my whole entire adult life.
Exactly. I just got here.
Question.
Yeah.
Has anybody from your plane ever gone to our plane? Like,
No.
how would that affect?
Well,
Well-
the only thing I know is your friend Caliph
Yeah, she took.
Took- that guy Aiden with her.
We
And
haven't
so
heard.
it didn't destroy this plane when that happened. Maybe it destroyed your plane and nobody told you. But I feel like when you went to go talk to your bestie Glasia,
Oh.
she would have mentioned, hey, yo, you broke the other plane. I needed that.
I was wondering how it affected Aiden, if at all. But maybe I
Well,
can send in Kayla.
Did sorry, I need to not look at the chat. Did when the Aiden the Bone Claw saw Aiden the book, he didn't rip it up into pieces, right? It wasn't like, other destruction or deletion. I don't know, maybe that does that.
Well, wait.
But you hear the door kind of gets pushed open and Ferris comes in with his broom. And Ilya goes, Ferris got okay, just stand on this side. He gets very agitated when the floors are very dusty.
When we got here, you told us about there was like 3 legends or something like that. Like one of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
That's from your plane coming to here. The guy Kaisis the Vice Lord comes here and something happens.
Yeah. There was one like they fought, he got the key and he escaped. Then there was one
Yes.
where they fought and the shadow put on his skin or something like that and
Yes.
escaped.
That is a thing I have heard.
Okay. That's
Did that
not great
happen?
either.
Did the Bone Claw put the book, rip the cover out and put it on its head or something?
No, not exactly. It did just
I mean,
well,
you find this occluded one, you want to take his skin, that could be
Why would you
Um,
want his skin?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe he's got,
No,
But we don't
Put
want to
this-
combine the planes. We want
Yeah,
to
no,
sort of like
I don't. Ferris is moving around.
does Ferris like so have you told Ferris about your theories? Like just to
Of
talk
course,
them
who
out?
do you think I talked to before you're here? Nobody wants to hear this stuff.
So would Ferris like be remembering something maybe that you've forgotten?
Well, I don't know.
Can we
I'm
ask him?
rude assuming I don't. Hey, Ferris, we have a problem. Steel Defender sort of lifts his head, stops sweeping. He holds up the broom. Like, is it a sweeping problem? And he goes, no, no, no. Can this plane exist without the other plane? Did I tell you this ever? Ferris sort of looks to each of you in turn. Shrugs.
Darn.
But make me Arcana or Insight.
Okay.
I'll
All
take
of
the one
us?
that's 1 point higher.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
18.
Are you muted, Rhiannon?
Yeah, sorry. No, at 13. I was trying to use a different dice roller because
Mhm.
D&D Beyond's so slow. But here, let's just do
The
D&D Beyond.
physics.
The physics.
19.
19. Okay. I think all of you rolled highly enough. Whatever Ferris is, he seems to be sentient.
Hmm.
What is Ferris's shadow? What is Ferris the shadow of?
Interesting.
Wasn't there that animated guardian like underneath the mansion, like in the dungeon?
What mansion?
There was a steel guardian
Steel guardian.
under the dungeon. None of you were there for that.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
And those of you who know Cecilia, because Ilya is the pale shadow of Cecilia, so it would make sense that there are things of Ilya's that are aspects of things of Cecilia's. Ferris doesn't feel like makes sense. Like the witch hut is a thing that Cecilia made. It's like the
Yeah.
only thing you could think of that Cecilia made. It just seems weird that Ferris would be the shadow of a witch hut, though.
I don't know if Florin would know Cecilia well enough to think of anything for this.
Oh,
No, but
no.
you do have this question.
Yeah.
oh my God.
Does Ferris have is Ferris the shadow of something?
It couldn't be Sortian.
No. Or Misha will just nip that one in the bud.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I just like what a weird peek into Sortion's mind. The lie he tells himself. I'm a magic robot.
Robot.
I mean, if anybody was going to tell themselves they're magic robot,
That's
it would
true.
be Sorcia.
That's true. This is the poll that we needed. What Westgate Irregulars character most likely is telling themselves they're a magic robot?
I mean, that should definitely be a poll, mods. Let's see it. But I was thinking like either Sebastian or Lazar.
I have a.
Well,
here's the thing.
Lazar had a shadow here. Does Sebastian? Well, Sebastian would be in Running Rocks if he was here.
Florida's gonna look at Illy and go like, okay, he seems to have Ferris seems to have enough ascensions. Is he a shadow of something? Of someone?
That is a shadow. I assume he's your friend, Steel Defender, if he's something.
My
could we-
sister doesn't have a Steel Defender.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a Steel Defender. What kind of artificer? Actually, this is a
She-
question I don't feel like we've talked about. Is she
Yeah,
not
what is-
an artificer?
Yeah, what
No.
is Cecilia?
She's a warlock.
This is
What?
the first I'm learning that.
What? Oh. Listen, all these things. This is just very uncomfortable.
Well, you may recall that I asked you wordly about the Heart of the Piercing when we first
Yeah,
met.
and I was like, what are these words you're saying?
Yeah, like Archfey, like
Maybe we
I
talked
never
about
met her,
this, and I
but,
blocked it. Okay, so maybe
I mean, well, didn't
well he goes to Ferris. He's like, if you're a demon, you have to tell me you're a demon. Those are the rules. And Ferris sort of pulls back and he goes,
And
you do all know that-
follow any rules.
you two all know he has not given you
Well-
the aura of madness.
Who is Cecilia's patron?
Part of the,
Karanawachu.
Raniwechu, yeah, the Heart of the Piercing, Archfey. She's big with the Lythari. That's our mother's people.
Okay, so Ferris probably not that.
Didn't Brother
Uh,
Igor have a Steel Defender like hanging? with him?
Yeah, a lot of Remianis of Steel
Oh, okay.
Defenders.
What about David?
I mean, they're not as cool as Ferris.
Maybe this is how David views himself in his own mind. Like he's like a big old strong defender of
Who's
Cecilia.
David?
Cecilia's imp familiar / protector that she sometimes summons.
So you think of David,
Oh,
the
that
little
little-
fae,
Oh
the little
God,
fae with the
yeah.
fox skull head, who
he's a red cap, right?
he's like
Yeah.
a red cap with a fox skull for a head. And this doesn't seem like something David much cares about. David's mostly like there for the fighting.
As Ferris is going around cleaning, Flora's just like, I don't know, does she know anyone that just really hates dust? I mean, what? Okay, I'll get out of the way.
The more you think, the more you cannot seem to pinpoint any origin for Ferris.
Shiny? No.
No, because I believe when you went to talk to Stong number 1, he mentioned Adrian wasn't there right now. So he exists in this world. Lazar exists somewhere in this world. Brother Igor exists somewhere in this world. You did not ask about Sebastian. And actually, you did talk. If you talked about Sebastian out loud, Ilya kind of turns a little pink and avoids you guys. Like, what are you talking about?
Wait, check.
Artemisia is actually gonna look at Ilya and be like, yeah, Sebastian, like, he's not a bad guy, but like, better off.
Did you make Ferris?
Yes, I made Ferris.
You made Ferris.
I made Ferris.
Okay.
So
What? Do you think I get like a kid or something?
No,
people can't make kids because the kids are demons.
Oh, the kids are demons. Well, yeah, some of them are demons and some are just weird. I mean, your kids were demons because you don't have kids.
Yeah, the kids that don't exist.
But you, Cecilia doesn't have a steel defender.
Wait a
Your
minute.
steel defender isn't a demon.
No.
So you can still make things in this realm.
Yeah. It does seem like Ferris is the thing that has been generated, a sentient thing that has been generated in this plane without the effect of your plane. Which means this plane is changing without you. Which means this plane might have a chance to be its own thing.
Yeah, if Ferris can exist and have sentience, then and pokes Ferris, and it's not a staple demon. Okay, just checking.
Ferris pokes you back.
That is fine. Do not staple me. That means that you did something and created something that is not in our world.
Ferris is irreplaceable and unique.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did but
Kind of nosy.
But it's fine. I kind of admire him for that. But that means that you did something that was not reliant on us.
Huh.
So if we cut not that I've done sewing myself, but like I've watched it happen when I worked there. If you cut stuff apart, you have to like sew over the ends or like tie them off. You can't just cut it and then like leave because then it unravels. But if you do tie it off, then you have your garment. So if we cut you off from the other plane, we can't just do it. But fabric doesn't disappear. You make it into clothes.
Okay. That's a good point. Maybe you tell a lie. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe sometimes you tell a lie until it's the truth. So this is not hopeless.
No.
No. I mean, lies and truths, they can interchange easily. Sometimes without us even realizing that it's happening.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay.
Okay, so it still sounds like the trajectory that we're going is going towards the Crown of Sirik and the Occluded One to find the key.
Yeah, and you gotta figure out a way to make that sort of hemming situation happen.
Yeah.
Because
What situation?
hemming, did you not listen to her whole metaphor,
the
man? It was
stitching.
beautiful.
Yes, it was. It made me cry. Did it make you cry?
Yeah, absolutely. I had big old red tears that blend completely into my flesh. So I think that our goal right now should be either finding the Seeressist or getting information from the MLM.
Yeah, at the very least, I think you gotta figure out where you're going next. I will try to figure out if there's a way do the thing.
Okay.
Because I would very much enjoy it. As much as I would like to see your world, I would enjoy it if I could come back to my house at the end of it.
So how about you all work on tracking down the Sirius, maybe through me as Wolf, or Stong was tracking. Streets can be nature. There's dirt on there.
We gotta get
I'm
you out into the woods, buddy.
I've been in cities for a very long time. I like them. I'm gonna go talk to Cochin and see if maybe I can get some information about the MLM and maybe find my dad, not dad. He's kind of missing, and that seems maybe I should do something about that. Also, while you're doing all of that, me and Stong, you should talk. And then Florin just leaves the room.
Artemisia's definitely sort of like, wait, I was gonna say I come with you.
Stone just sort of stands around and starts casting invisibility, but stops.
So Artemisia goes up to him. And by the way, like sometime this morning, she got the madness taken off. I'm just gonna say. So no more tooth baby. So she's gonna come up to Stong and sort of start doing a Marsilea, and then like catch yourself and try to like shake it out and be like normal. And she's gonna be like, so it seems like there's decisions to make, and there's just no good options sometimes. Yeah.
Is this an apology?
Well, I'm sorry I hurt you.
Well, thank you. I was quite surprised by the way you handled the situation.
Well, maybe you can't assume what I am necessarily gonna decide.
I mean, I think I was upset because it seemed like you were judging the values of their lives, like these shadow people's lives, and you determined that we're more valuable existences than they are.
No. And she's gonna start visibly getting angry. This isn't Rhiannon, just saying. No, and see, that is what's so frustrating, that you're putting words in my mouth. I had just seen, I thought Florin had died, and then you said someone who's like you but isn't you needs to be more important than a man that I really care deeply about. And so you're right. Friends versus want to be lovers, and that's a big whole thing. And it's not about whether these people are people. It's not about that. They're people, and you can't make it that, because that makes it so cut and dried that they're people, and so therefore you have to decide for them. It's not about that. If we were on our plane and it was Florin or you or somebody from town, Mirren, and that's hard, and there's no right answer, but it's not because they're not people.
Artemisia, it seemed like at the time, like Florin was healed. I saw you cast your magic on him and make him better, and he was alive and well. And Stong number 1 was dead. But rather than use up what we had in order to save him, you wanted us to not do it. You wanted us to wait until, who knows, like the last minute or something like that. But who knows if we even would have the opportunity if we didn't do it like exactly at that moment. I mean, I'm not trying to... Like, to me, it's not really a question of whether they're people or not. It's that you think... It made me feel like that you valued some lives over other lives. And like in that situation, you could have done sure good for this Stong number 1.
Well, we can't all sacrifice ourselves for everybody all the time. So I guess you're just perfect, and I can't live up to that. You and the other Stong.
Artemisia, I know you were afraid that Florin or one of us was going to get hurt and possibly killed. And so we would need that tablet of resurrection. But that's hypothetical. Like basically, I feel like it's kind of selfish. So I guess, where does that leave us?
Well,
You think I'm making too high of demands of you? And I think that you're being a bit selfish.
you were willing to let us be damned for this place, right?
I was willing for me to be damned.
Yeah, because you're perfect. You're totally unselfish. All the time. And, I can't live up to that. And fine. I can't live up to what Marseille wants me to be either.
Artemisia. This whole time we've been here, you've been telling me that you think my lie is that I need to sacrifice myself. I need to sacrifice my body. I need to keep giving my everything. My money, my time, my care, my physical health to other people. And I think that's true. But I think that ever since I was young and I first left the Mecca clan, I thought, I was just a young orc bard. And I thought I just wanted to show people some orcish music. And I thought they would welcome me. And I'd give them some moment of entertainment and some new perspective. But that's not what happened at all. I got these scars from the people who taught me exactly what they think of me on the road, in the woods. And I survived it. But I guess part of me feels like if I don't... Do you know why I call everyone a friend first?
Why?
Because if I don't, they'll get a chance to make up their mind or form a first impression of me instead. And what I learn is that oftentimes that first impression is not good. I'm a huge half-orc. Half-orcs, we don't have the best reputation in the realms. Why do you think I act this way? I mean, partially because I am this way, but fortunately, nobody fears a fool. Part of me does think that if I just keep sacrificing myself and propping up other people, you'll recognize that I'm good.
I know.
And
Well-
I'm just like everybody else, you know.
You
And maybe it'll help the impression of all orcs and half orcs everywhere.
it's a lot to put on yourself.
But you know, it's my choice.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it. So if you ask me to stop being selfless, I can't. I'll give you everything, Artemisia. I'll give you my life. I'll give you my soul. But I'll give anybody my life and my soul. As long as they're innocent. And worth protecting. We're best friends.
Yeah.
And I give you some special treatment, like front seat to my concerts and stuff like that. But there are things that I would do for anyone. And I want you to understand that's who I am.
Mhm.
Is that so bad?
No.
Is the lie so bad?
I don't think it's bad. I'm glad that you've thought about it. That means that you're choosing. You're not just, doing it because you didn't think about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the gift this place has given me. And so, it's precious to me now, too, and all the people that we've met here. What has this place given you?
Well, I mean, I saw what happens, when she tried to be what people wanted her to be. And so I gotta be I have to be who I am, not who anybody around me would ask me to be. And sometimes maybe who I am isn't as good. Maybe she's a little bit or a lot selfish, but it's who I am.
And that's okay. I'm happy that you're you. The you that's a little selfish, or more than a little selfish sometimes, has still done plenty of good. You've brought plenty of happiness to the people around you. Where does this leave us?
Well, Florin was right that we'll probably have to make decisions. And I can only say what I think, and you can only say what you think. And maybe we'll be short of time. There won't be a lot of time to discuss. But I mean, I think we'll probably think different things, and we have to be ready for that.
So I guess when the time comes, if there's a hard decision or a sacrifice to make, then you hand the crown to me.
Okay.
Okay.
May I interrupt?
Oh, Sturge, you've been here the whole time.
You guys kind of just started having this conversation. What did Sturge do? Barris watched the whole thing.
Extremely awkward for me. I was about to leave when you started talking, and then it felt like I would interrupt if I and you were sort of on a roll, and it was so I didn't move, and I stayed still so you wouldn't notice me, and I didn't want to interrupt. And then it got worse and worse because it became more and more intimate. And finally I just had to say something. But mostly what I wanted to say was, let's be clear. when the time comes, I will be the one stealing the crown. You're the distraction. That's the one thing I can do is steal things. I can't
Right.
hold my own in the fight. So neither one of you will be touching the crown.
But after you steal the crown, if
Well, I'm going to wear it first, and after that, once I see what it looks like.
Wait.
it
Point
might-
of order!
it
Better
might
give me the popcorn.
it might look terrible. It's probably very tacky. I won't.
There's
even
a
want-
strong possibility if you put that god fragment on your head, let's pretend for a second it will be a crown, because I think this is still the metaphor of the crazy lyricist.
Hmm.
You might turn into a demon lord or start absorbing the spark of the god of lies, which I don't want to judge if you're into that, but
I was just trying to lighten the mood a little.
I mean, you want to become a god of lies and then tell Pale Knight she's a puppy dog or something. Maybe this solves a problem.
Well, I mean, that's a last ditch action. If everything else is lost, I'll put the crown of night on and destroy her. But then
Wait,
you'll
wait.
have a dark scourge.
Then you'll start your own MLM cult. But then wait, I have a thought here. You might have to do some checking. But
Did you say a song? Are you going to
I
sing?
said a thought. Don't make
Oh.
fun of my accent.
I'm not. I thought we were going to have a song.
La la la. If you had the powers of the god of lies, and you said this plane is not Pale Knight's and she can't touch it, would that lie become the truth here?
Ooh.
Is that how you do the hem? Is that how you do the hem? Because this is the problem, right? It's connected to Pale Knight. It needs to not be connected to Pale Knight. If you go up to Pale Knight with the magical equivalent of scissors, she's going to turn your hand into a pile of snakes or something. But if you have the power of the god of lies and you say, this isn't yours, would you be able to stop her? Also, would your brain melt if you did it? I don't know this one.
I thought you were going to say, if you have the power of the god of lies and you tell a lie,
It becomes true.
At this place, the lies become the truth.
right? So we would say, this crown is Pale Knight's, and then that being a lie, it would become no.
You say this place is not Pale Knight's. That's what we want to happen.
yeah.
She doesn't need a
that's-
crown.
But that's the okay. Oh, I see.
This
'Cause
world
it
is
is
right
hers.
now.
Got it,
It's
got it.
Pale Knight's world.
Yeah.
And if the Demon Lord comes out, it's gonna be maybe consumed by the energy transfer or absorbed or whatever. But if it's all intact, if we just hang out here like an eggshell, still belongs to the Demon Lord. If you get the crown, you stop the Rising Prince from happening. Maybe you can use it to save the rest of us. Make a lie into the truth.
We should come up with a pre-composed list of lies that you could just read off of on the fly.
Bring it to me, I
Airtight,
could
so
do
we don't
it.
mess this up.
Okay, so this, maybe we add this to the list. Let me do some calculations and figure out, and also that crack, we should check that crack where you guys came through before that your friend is charmingly holding open or closed. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
She's been out there a long time.
Yeah, it's making me wonder about how time flows in your world, but this is a different set of experiments that we're not going to get into. So, Florin has gone off to find his friend, the spider. You guys are going to go, smell for the lyricist? Or take a nap? That was very intense to watch. I would not blame you.
Being the
Um,
wolf will be kind of
a
a
relief.
way to decompress.
And I will go do some math, and Ferris is going to watch the shop. Good job.
I
he
do
goes
want I do want to note that when Mia walks out the door, Florin does grab her by the hand and pulls her into a hug and says, "You did great."
Aww.
He,
You were
he's,
outside the door the whole time.
he says he tells her that I couldn't be in there and not say something, and I knew you needed to be the one that said the things. So
and then Sturge is going to drop his disguise self spell in the arms of Florin and say, "Thank you. Very kind of you."
and then
And behind
Florin
her,
is going to
there's Sturge.
drop him right onto the ground and then go to Mia and do the same thing. Just ka-chunk. If he needs to move a foot under Sturge's foot to make that happen, he does.
Sturge is just going in for the kiss. Okay, we got a plan.
It's a little bit early, but part of me's like, that's such a good place to stop.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good
Let's just
spot.
stop there. We'll just,
It's a good
you
place.
know, give ourselves an easy. I still have the idea that behind you first is like. All right. Well,
I want
I've been-
Ferris to get a voice. I want to learn his story.
No, I want to watch Twin Peaks with Ferris. I just want
I
to.
enjoy the ideas. It's like, oh, Ferris is eating. Oh wait, Ferris doesn't have a mouth. The Ferris just holds popcorn and like because he likes to feel included. Ilya takes him. He's like, oh God, you made this like a month ago, didn't you? All right, but we're gonna stop there. So I've been your DM, Aaron M. Evans. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Aaron M. Evans. You can listen to my podcast with Trevor and B. Dave Walters, writing about dragons and shit. I think a new episode went up today.
Episode 100 went up today. It does not have writing advice in it, but listen to us talk about random
Guys,
stuff.
It was really fun. It was
a great
really
episode.
fun, and it was really funny. You can join me on Mondays with Yang Yang at 1:30 p.m. Pacific for concentration check, co-writing space. Come get some writing done with us. And you can pick up my book, Empire of Exiles, a epic fantasy murder mystery, wherever fine books are sold, and pre-order the sequel, Relics of Ruin. More mystery, more fantasy, more skeletons. Or if you're into RuneScape, my first RuneScape novel, The Gift of Guthix, comes out a month after that. So lots of stuff in the pipeline. Check it out.
I've been Rhiannon Held. Thank you tonight to our moderators. Myrdug, I believe Seldering was there earlier, and Rumpus Imperator. And check out my books. I have my urban fantasy series I like to call Anthropological Werewolves, the Silver series under Rhiannon Held. And I have my space opera Amsterdam Institute series. That's novellas, so they're a little bite-sized if you want to try them out. And it's got technology and it's self-identity and lots of space battles and sexy times and all kinds of good stuff. So, and emotional support cats. I also like to have those.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ying Wang. I just want to give a quick shout out to Monk of Greyhawk. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs.
Thank you.
Yeah, we always appreciate your continued support on this channel, and you really make it happen. So thank you, buddy. Yeah, so I don't have anything else to announce, but if you do want to join us for more or chat with us more casually, you can find us on our Dungeon Scholars Discord. Type in !Discord in the chat to get a link to join us. We're a pretty chill, cool community. We talk about all the good things, and last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we even had a PowerPoint party.
There is a new one getting planned right now. So if you want to come share your fun niche interest in a 5 to 15 minute PowerPoint presentation on Discord, check it out and sign up on the entrance form. Last time we had I did a presentation about queens of ancient Persia ranked by how afraid I was to mess up their coffee orders. We had Jay did a presentation we think is Bookish Barbarian. I'm never 100% sure when people's things are different. Presentation on Jon Snow and cholera, which was fascinating.
What?
Yep, Benro did a presentation on how Godzilla's costume changes through the years reflect Japan's relationship with the American military. Blyther did
Nice.
a great presentation on stress in stress and tension in life and work, and also in fiction and gaming, and how they are all different, which is very informative. And I downloaded his notes when he put them up because that was very fascinating. So anyway, that's the kind of fun you can expect in our ridiculous PowerPoint party, which I love so much. Sorry, I had to just plug it really quick.
No, that was good. I was definitely hoping you would do that. But yeah, that's enough for me. Steven.
All right. Well, I would love to do a PowerPoint. When's the next one?
They're looking at scheduling it. I think right now they're thinking February. But yeah, check it out. There's a form, the link in the tavern channel with a form for registering interest. So
Fun.
and if you don't want to make a PowerPoint, but you just want to watch, please come watch. It's very fun.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. All right. Well, I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm looking forward to next week when all of our plans come to fruition in a glorious fashion and
exactly how we expect it to.
I'm sure it would be very easy.
Apotheosis. Yes. Excellent.
I'm gonna make a PowerPoint presentation about why you should give high-level magic items to level 1 players. I am Trevor Bettis. I play Foreign
I
Morin.
would watch that. That would be delightful.
I'm the writer of Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Again, you can go right now and download the game, get into the Midwinter event, and unlock Karlach. We also got Astarion, Shadowheart, Will. I think that's the ones. It is hard keeping stuff straight in my head.
Most of them.
One.
Oh yeah, Lae'zel. We got Lae'zel in there too.
Lae'zel.
I'm like, I feel like there's another one I've written in there. Yeah, a bunch of other awesome things. You can also follow me on all the dystopian social medias at the Trevor. There's an A hiding in there.
Cool.
All right. So until next week.
Until next week, may your word counts and your rolls be equally high.